Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Audrey here. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. I mentioned before that a lot of my Hoya started going to dormant when the weather getting cold. But actually this year, some of my Hoya keeps growing even in the cold, wet winter time. So in today's video, I'm going to show you those Hoya that keeps growing even in the cold weather. I'm starting this video with this tiny little Hoya, the Hoya Flora. As you can see, it was actually come to me as a small cutting, and I cut this cutting into even smaller cutting and root all of them, and they all actually survived. I did have a little bit hard time with this Hoya as I really did not know how to keep this one alive. I still don't, but I think we're getting along at this moment, and this one is actually started to grow even in the winter time. As you can see, their leaves are getting big, and even there's some small cuttings in the back are starting to grow. So yeah, this is one of the Hoya actually growing this winter time. Here is my Hoya Kalista flower. As you can see, it's no longer a small cuttings or small plant. I don't remember. It's coming as a small cutting or small plant. It was small, but it's no longer that small. It's actually getting pretty long and it's been growing really good. I did have a little bit of sun damage on the leaves from, say right next to on the window, and it's got a little bit damage, but overall it actually looks really good. I think this is one of those leaves actually growing in the winter time, but the main reason I want to show you guys is actually bloom for me. But I will put a little bit clip of its flowers in this video, but it actually bloomed right before we're going on our Christmas holiday. We went to visit our family, so I didn't really see it bloom until I came back home. And then several days later, I realized it actually bloomed. The flower was beautiful. It was tiny, but it was beautiful, and the color was really stunning. But I did not really enjoy the full blooming on this plant, so I'm hoping it can bloom for me again. But overall, it's really happy with this plant. Talking about growing in the winter, then I have to mention this Hoya Sunrise. Look how beautiful it is. It also came to me as a small rooted plant. I believe that's what it is. Or just cutting, just put in the soil, not really growing much. But look at how much it has been growing. It's been really growing good. And this one already started to trellis up onto this trellis. And even so many side shoots coming out and everywhere. There's another one, and here's, and the leaves has been growing really good. It is a little bit sad because I started losing all of those sun-kissed colors. We have a pretty gloomy winter this winter, so it did not get much sunlight as I was hoping for. It kind of lost its sunlight color, but overall it's such a beautiful Hoya. It's definitely one of my favorite Hoya for sure, compared to my hard time with the other Sunrise. This one definitely is on my top favorite list, and it's just growing really beautiful. Here is my Hoya Fishtails. As you can see, it's still a little bit smaller. This is one of the surviving cutting that I got from my other Hoyas. All the other Hoya Fishtails were died off, so this was a smaller cutting. It's actually dormant for some time, but this winter, right before winter, it started to grow. As you can see, all the leaves are tiny, and they are just very fragile in a way, but they're so beautiful. I love those fishtail shapes. It's just such a beautiful Hoyas, and I'm so glad I still have this one alive. Hopefully it can grow a little bit more and become a bigger Hoya as I was hoping for, because it's just such a beautiful Hoya. It's definitely my favorite. Talking about Hoya keeps going, never stop. This is one of those Hoya. This is the Hoya Husana variegata. It is a small Hoya and it takes a long time to grow. because instead of like the other Hoya shooting out really long branch, this one actually shooting out really short branch and started to grow every single leaves on those branch. So it looks really full and looks very beautiful. Even the pattern, growing pattern, very cluster, very dripping down. So it's one of those Hoya that it keeps growing but take a lot of time to grow because all the leaves trying to catch up on the growth. And I did have a smaller cutting planted in a bag, and it also has a smaller leaves on them. So it's never stopped, and it's just so beautiful, and I love this Hoya so much. Last on my list is this Hoya Fishtail Splash. I mentioned the mother plants on the previous video when I show you off that big long dripping down plants. So this is the cutting from the mother plants, and both of the mother plant and the baby plants keeps growing this whole winter time. As you can see, there's some new growth on them. So it's such a beautiful Hoya. It's definitely not fussy at all. Probably my easiest Hoya ever in all my collections. I barely actually put effort on this Hoya. It's just growing like a weed, and it's just beautiful. When you get a little bit sun stress, it does change color. It just yes, it's just never stops, this Hoya. So those are the Hoya in my collection, just keeps growing even in the cold, wet winter in Carolina. So I hope you all enjoyed this video as always. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Happy growing!